Thank you, everyone. They say that God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the call. And that is why I'm humbly standing in front of you all today. This business is something that God put on my heart. It comes from a place of purpose. I grew up in Lancaster on the 200 block of South Ann Street, but I saw a need for this business in my community, and I wanted to make an impact. Hola, everyone. My name is Champagne Domingo, and thank you. And I am the owner of Uni-Vision Childcare, a Spanish immersion early learning center servicing students 3 months to 5 years old. This business is something that God has put on my heart to do because I'm an only child and I don't have any children of my own, yet these are my kids. This is my why. I do this for them, hence the name Uni-Vision, one vision for all children. Our mission is to teach students to become bilingual, biliterate, and bicultural. Whew. Thank you. Our program, which distinguishes us from others, is to foster the acquisition and development of a second language. Because I understand that the future of our world is in my classrooms, so I make it a priority to offer a program that every child deserves. I started in a 2-bedroom apartment on the 500 block of West King Street, and I turned it into a high-quality education center in just 3 years. We are now operating at full capacity with a waiting list of over 100. And by the grace of God, Uni-Vision is the first and currently the only Star 4 Spanish Immersion Early Learning Center in the state of Pennsylvania. Spanish is the second most spoken language in the United States, in Pennsylvania, and here in Lancaster. By learning to speak both English and Spanish, our students will be able to communicate with 80% of the world. When I started Uni-Vision, I assumed that it would be a place for Spanish-speaking students to come, embrace, and be encouraged to speak their native language, while also learning English and being prepared for kindergarten. But things transformed. Instead, now most of my students are from English-speaking families that come to Uni-Vision to learn Spanish. Spanish immersion is one of the most popular and fastest growing dual immersion programs. In this area, Lancaster Mennonite, Wharton, and Manheim Township all offer Spanish immersion programs starting at kindergarten. Uni-Vision is looking to bridge that gap and create a different pathway from preschool to elementary. Research shows that bilingual students test higher on creative thinking, problem solving, and multitasking. They also show high social and cognitive skills, but they also learn to appreciate diversity and an awareness of culture, showing that the bilingual brain is a powerful brain. There is a $9 return on the investment on every dollar invested in a child before age 5, and even higher, up to a $12 return on every child between infant and 3 years old. Investing in a child's early education puts them on a path for a future success. I currently have outgrown my existing space and cannot accommodate the children that sit on my waiting list. I serve 14 students with 4 teachers with an annual revenue of about $144,000. However, 90% of my current students will be with me for another 2 years, so I'm actively looking for a second location, somewhere preferably in downtown, to accommodate about 50 students. Based on my current tuition rates, my annual revenue would be more than $500,000. This will also give me the opportunity to hire 12 additional staff including Spanish-only speaking teachers, which normally may be harder for them to find a job here due to the language barrier. By 2022, I look to add a third larger location somewhere outside the city, sorry. The limits of our language are the limits of our world. Bilingualism is way more than just learning another language. When we learn to speak a different language, we learn to see a different world. And the best time to teach children a second language is at the same time that they're learning their first. The future of Uni-Vision is nothing short of successful. With our potential to scale, with their vote and with your vote, I can impact so many more young lives. It's really important for me to see my students thrive. And by learning another language, I pray that I give them the keys to success and the keys to understanding other people and other cultures. Because I want to see them build bridges, not just walls. Uni-Vision. Uni-Vision, one vision for all children. Thank you for your time and your consideration. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Thank you.